Hi. Okay, every year when I grow peppers in my garden, I always seem to have way too many peppers. Even after I make the salsa and everything else that we use peppers for, it seems like we always have a lot that go to waste. So I wanted to figure out something to do with them so that I wouldn't go to waste. What I'm doing this year is I'm drying them out and I'm making chili powder. And I'm going to document that here so that you can see how I do it. Okay, on the side of this door you can see where I've hung up some chili to dry. And they are dry now, they're dry enough now. You can see that all the moisture's left in. You can probably hear in the rattle how dry they are. So they're ready to make chili powder out of. And that's what we're going to do now. Okay, I wanted to show you how I strung these peppers up originally. You see the string is going through the actual stems and not the pepper itself. That's to avoid the peppers being rotted instead of just getting dried. So you'll want to put it through the stems as you hang it up. These have been hanging up for almost a month, and you can see that they're dry and ready to be made into powder. Alright, so here we go. Okay, as you can see, I've taken the chilies off of the string, but I had some green ones strung up too right here. And after looking at them, I don't think I'm going to use the green ones. I'm just going to use the red ones. I don't know that it would do anything wrong to the chili powder. I just don't want it to make the color off. So there's not very many of them. I'm just not going to use these. I'm just going to use the red ones. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take the stems off, put them in a separate place, and just put the chilies in the bowl right here. You can separate them all like that, and when we're done, we'll come back. Okay, so when I did this last week, at first I was trying to do it with a mortar and pestle right here, and it didn't turn out that great, but I'll show you what I mean. I'll go ahead and do a little bit up so you can see what I'm talking about. And I just left the seeds in because I wanted it hot. Probably going to do some without the seeds too. But I'll grind these up for a few minutes and then we'll come back and I'll show you what I was talking about. Okay, I've been doing this for a few minutes. As you can see, with the seeds in, it's very hard to do with the mortar and pestle. You can get it ground up, but not fine enough. And that's why I went and bought a coffee grinder. And that's what we're going to use. Now, if you took the seeds out, you might get it finer in this. You still wouldn't get as fine of a powder as you really want. But you also end up with a milder chili powder. I'm going for hot, so I'm using the seeds in. But we're going to use the coffee grinder now so you can see the difference. Okay, we're just going to take a few of these peppers, kind of crush them up with our hands, and put them in the lid of the coffee grinder here. Do a few at a time. You probably don't have to grind them up like that, but we're just going to do a few at a time like that. And then turn it on. And you want to do this for probably about 30 seconds. I don't know how long that's been, but we're going to stop now and I'll show you how else we filter it. Okay, we're going to pour you want to be careful when you shake this. You don't want to get this dust in the air. It's going to get all in your nose and you're not going to be a happy camper. But you want to pour the dust into here in a very, very fine meshed sieve. And shake it back and forth. It'll take a little while if it's really fine mesh like this is. You don't want to get too close and breathe on it because it'll go in the air and in your eyes and it's just not going to be fun. Okay, when you get down to where there's nothing else is going to go through the sieve, you can go ahead and pour it back in your coffee grinder and grind it up with your next batch of peppers. This is what you'll end up with. Very fine chili powder. And this stuff, very hot, it'll be very tasty, it'll be a lot better than the stuff you buy in the store. Like I said, if you don't want it so hot and you want a milder chili powder, I would take out the seeds and just use the pepper skin itself. Okay, after all is said and done, I put the chili powder into these 2 jars. So these are just some empty jars I had from garlic powder and oregano. But out of all the chili that you saw hanging on the string, that's how much chili powder came out of it. And it's very, very hot. I got some on my skin. Skin turned red, starts hurting. I would advise you to use gloves and wipe up your workspace very good afterwards. Bon appetit.